Hello everyone, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 21 from Tropical-Rouge Precure. And look, I think this episode really embodies everything that I love about Tropical-Rouge. It just had everything, and it was a super simple and chill episode, but at the same time, I really feel like it was one of the strongest episodes so far. I had a blast watching it, I had such a great time. And we have such a great and lovable cast of characters, and in this episode it was a delight to watch each and every single one of them. No exception. All of them were great, all of them had great moments, great lines. The writing in this season is just being superb when it comes to the characters, and I'm really loving it. So right at the start we have the summer break. Summer break is starting, so we see Laura being angry about summer break, and this is one very interesting aspect of Laura, which is she doesn't really know the human world. She's getting to know the human world now, and so she is noticing like how the humans act and react to things, because that's how she's experiencing life right now. And it's interesting because we just had that last season, but I feel like they're really hitting the mark better with Laura. The approach is different, and I love how they're dealing with Laura now that she's a human. So right at the start we see each of the girls saying what they're gonna do in the summer break, and I really loved that scene when Manatsu was explaining what Minamino Island has and how it is, and the animation in that scene was super cute. And look, Manatsu is a very endearing main character. I've said this, but I'm gonna say it again. She's doing a stellar job as her voice actor, and the way Manatsu acts and reacts to everything around her, I just love it. She is really precious. So I'm really glad that we're having a main character like her this time, because I think that she sets the pace for the overall Tropical-Rouge experience, even though I like the fact that Tropical-Rouge sometimes strays away from Manatsu, and it doesn't really feel like she is the leader or she is the main character, because it's rare when Precure does this, and Tropical-Rouge does it lots of times. And like when Manatsu is in the center of action, it is always a delight, like always. They never hit the mark with this character. Then the girls decide to go to Minamino Island and go meet Manatsu's family and the people she grew up with. And it was very nice, that scene of them all planning everything, and then they started talking about the treasure, the secret treasure, and it felt very One Piece the way it was described. It was super sweet, and the way Minori reacted to that also felt very One Piece. And the girls each sharing what they wanted to do in Minamino Island, scuba diving, when they talked about scuba diving, and Laura was like, this is nothing special. Girl, obviously. And there are two things that I want to consider in that scene. The first one is there is a lot of description of things that happen in Minamino Island, and Manatsu was very descriptive in that scene, and that, at least to me, felt like Minamino Island is very alive. So it's like really, you instantly make a connection to Manatsu, like, well, that's where she grew up, that's why she is so Tropica shiny, you know, and I really loved it. And the other one was that like, planned it like detail by detail, and then her mom arrives in the room and says, girls, sometimes it's better not to plan everything, just go there and see where things will take you. And I really love Manatsu's mom's approach to this. It's kind of like my own approach to life in general, so I really got to see myself in her at that moment. And like when I go travel or when I go some places, some different places, I like to make an overall draft of what I want to do and everything, but then when I get there, if things get changed, it's all fine. And so the girls are all excited about going, they're all making plans, and you know, everything's on their head. I love this feeling of vacation and going somewhere new and meeting a new place and new people. I love this feeling. When are we gonna do that again? Oh my god, I just can't wait to travel. But then I really loved the contrast between the girls and the villains, because we see the girls all excited and then the villains all unmotivated. And Butler is so smart. Like, he's so tone deaf for some stuff, but he's also so smart for others. Like, he is someone who is great at controlling and managing the people who work under him. Kinda. Like, he's not really their boss, but he's the one managing them. He's great at that. So he found a way to motivate them to go to work. And Shongiri, thankfully, was the one. But the faces they made when Shongiri was chosen, I loved that. And very cute. There was also a very cute scene with Laura going to sleep, and Manatsu was like, oh, you're probably not going to be able to sleep tonight because you're so excited, but you have to go sleep early. And Laura was like, I'm a grown-up, I'm not a child. And then Manatsu was the one. And again, I saw myself in that because I'm just like Manatsu. When something exciting is going to happen on the other day, I can't sleep. I was like that with Sailor Moon Eternal, for example, recently. Or when I'm going to travel, sometimes I can't sleep because I'm too excited and I can't stop thinking about it. And as Laura said, this is something that a child does a lot. But there are certain things in life that I think as an adult we can't miss. Those excitements of life, they should always be with us. And we had a super cute scene of Manatsu going to sleep with Laura, the family, the moms with the daughter, Kururun there. That was super adorable. And then on the other day, we see the girls meeting. That scene was so cool with Manatsu, all Tropica shining. And then when Sango arrives, the song stops because Sango couldn't handle the weight of her bags. And it happened the same with Minori. I love the exaggeration they do with their personalities at that scene. And then when Asuka comes, she's all reliable. It's like the mom of the group. She cooked for everybody. That is so sweet. And that is so on brand with what we know about each of the characters. You know, those little details about Tropical-Rouge, they're so great. And Manatsu had a big pack full of things, but she didn't tell the girls what those things were. But we ended up learning what those things were during the fight of Tropical-Rouge. And look, I am the one to always complain about the fighting scenes. And look, this fighting scene wasn't incredibly complex or anything, but it was super fun to watch. The girls fighting, and you know, at the same time we saw the girls fighting, we saw Manatsu's stuff that she was going to take to Minamino Island. And we learned why she was taking those things. That was super adorable, and you know, just showcasing more of Manatsu and how she was thinking of the people who live in Minamino Island, taking the melon pan for them to eat and for them to experiment for the first time. So I really loved that. And we were able to see Papaya's attack being shown in like stock footage, but not really defeating. I like seeing the attacks like hitting the monsters in different ways. So we were able to see that with Papaya's shot. And it was super cool. And you know, the way it was over with a little technique, I really, really enjoyed. And so we are left with the fact that the girls are going to Minamino Island and they're going to go look for a certain treasure. At the same time, we see Butler in a library, and he got a book, and he saw a treasure as well, in the same spot that Manatsu tells the girls that there is a certain treasure. So, like, what is going on? Because I was not expecting something big to happen and to involve the villains, because the villains are so out of the story of Tropical-Rouge so far. I love this, but I was definitely not expecting this to happen in this episode. So now I wonder, like, okay, we see a lot of Mermaid lore concerning Laura and all, we know that, and even the humans and Aozora City, but now we see the villains connecting their own narratives to the Mermaid. So now I am wondering if they actually have something to do with mermaids, because we know they got the motivation of Grand Ocean. Yes, that happened, but is there something more? Is it like they just got the motivation from there and that's it? Or is there something more concerning mermaids and the Witch of Delays? I'm super curious. Just remembering the Witch of Delays is super huge, just like the Mermaid Queen. Is there something there? I don't know. And just to crown this amazing episode, we had Manatsu's dad at the end. That man is handsome. And you know, the trip when the girls were going to that place, it was super, super sweet as well. Look, Oh my god, this season just has my heart and I love it. And before we finish, let me show you what arrived this week. Look at this. I now have the Earth Windy Harp, Pure Earth's weapon. I bought this last year, but it just arrived this year. And look, isn't it pretty? I really love this. I just need batteries so that I can put the bottles here and for it to work and make some noises. There's games you can play with this. And also perform Earth's attacks. I love this. So next episode, the Mermaid legend is gonna play some sort of role, and I'm very curious as to what it's going to be and what's gonna happen. How's Laura gonna connect to all of this? But unfortunately, we're not gonna have an episode next week because of the Olympics. So far, we really don't know if the next episode is going to be on the next week or if they're gonna take more breaks. We're gonna know probably next week. They're not announcing it very far up. Let's wait and see. Anyways, this is my view on episode 21 from Tropical-Rouge Precure. What is yours? Please leave a comment in the comment box and let's keep talking. I want to take this time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your support. And I really appreciate you believe in Magical Cinnamon. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye bye.